Hello, my name is Stuart and I made the fairly well-known costume of the Tooth Fairy from Rise of the Guardians, which you can see at Tooth Guardian on Instagram and Facebook and at www.toothguardian.co.uk. Today I'd like to show you how you can make some quite impressive large feathers. So you can make these feathers in various lengths from about a foot long up to maybe 3 feet, a metre long. This one's about 30 inches. They're really tough. You can bend them around, you can do this, and they kind of stay exactly the same, but they're posable, so if you wanted to bend them around the body of something, or if you wanted to do maybe some sort of display, you can form them to make different shapes. They're waterproof, they're good for outdoor use, they should last easily 10-15 years outdoors. And you can colour them. Okay, so to make these fake feathers, the first thing we're going to use is this. It's known as gutter brush, maybe under the brand name Hedgehog. It's a nylon brush strip which you can put in your gutter to stop leaves getting caught in there. Comes in 4 metre lengths and is available in black, brown or white, so you can choose a suitable colour. This is the 4-inch or 100mm wide one, which is ideal for big feathers. Also, we're going to need bolt croppers, self-locking pliers, a very good sharp pair of scissors, a heat gun with variable heat setting, and finally about half a dozen bricks. And the first thing we need to do with the gutter brush, if it's been cut, is to try and seal up the ends, otherwise it just keeps falling to bits. So I'm using the bolt croppers, which I've opened right out. Put them on the wire about 1 inch in and just close them down enough to grip the wire. And then using the self-locking wrench, get a few of the end ones out. Just fit that on there and then twist it up just to make that end nice and secure. And that will stop the end bristles from coming out. So that's now tight. So now we need to measure off the length of feather that we want, and to allow a little bit of extra for sealing off the bottom end and for however you're going to attach it to whatever you want to attach it to. So push that right into the bolt cutters, down, and tighten it up securely. So. Okay, so now we have our appropriate length of brush. The next thing we're going to do is to cut half off down one side. So as it's got a curve on it, that kind of keeps it one way up. I want to get this at about half the length of the bristles. Let's cut that down there. And try to keep straight all the way down. So once we've done one side, we'll turn it over, and it probably helps to hold it by the short bristles, and then we're going to cut half the length of the bristles on the other side. And it's very important to make sure that you are exactly opposite the ones you cut before, otherwise you'll have a feather which is thicker on one side and thinner on the other. So when you've finished your trimming, you should find you've got, look at the end, some short ones opposite each other, like that. So once we've trimmed our bristles, we should find we've got short ones opposite, then we take our workmate with a gap about this big. Workmate is ideal for this. We're going to put those short bristles down the slot, like so. And then we need some bricks. Now these block pavers are ideal because they've got a flat bottom. Some bricks have got a frog and that won't work so well. What we want to do is try and scoop up the taller bristles and put them under the bricks and leave the short ones sort of standing up in the middle. Push it down in there, brick on, brick on. Now, using the heat gun, it's on a fairly low heat and we're going to have it on speed 1. Now, we don't need a lot of heat for this, else we'll overcook things. When we know we've got the heat right is that these middle bristles will all stand to attention. So when they all stand up, it's time to move on. So let's have a go at that. Now once we get to the end, we should find that not only are the middle bristles stood up, but the side ones have very conveniently laid down. So it's a question now of just repeating for the other side. So a little bit easier to put into the workmate now because half of them are flattened. Bit down either side. Watch the middle ones. Once they start standing up, it's good. So now that we've the first stage of flattening, we can now trim off the shorter bristles. I'm going to leave about a centimetre, 3/8 of an inch. So the next stage is to put the angle on the bristles, because feathers and the bristles are normally angled downwards. So to do that, you decide which end of your feather is going to be the bottom end, or the tip. It'll be this end for me. And then just want to get hold of the ends of the bristles a bit. And I'm finding it's taking about 3 bricks on each side, like that. And then pull as far as you can. And then we take our hot air and repeat the process. And once you've done it once and warmed the bristles, you can have another go. A little bit easier to pull through. Stretch it a bit more and repeat. See, now that our bristles have adopted a more feather-like appearance, I'll just repeat that all the way down. I've completed one side and I've turned the feather over. I'm going to have a go on the other side just to make sure I've got a good amount of angle on my bristles. Okay, it's starting to look a bit more like a feather, but it's a bit messy, a bit uneven. We can kind of improve that. Just close the jaws of the workmate a little bit. What we want to do is to effectively iron them flat. So to do that, we want to get a good support underneath the bristles. And put the bricks on fairly close to the middle like this. apply heat. Now it's kind of flattened it out a bit. Just repeat for the last little bit. Got our feather out of the heating process and flattened it. Now, feathers that are used for flight usually have a very straight edge. I need to trim up carefully, get a feather shape. Repeat for the other side. It's a good idea now to repeat going the other way, going uphill if you like. Try and neaten it up as much as you can. Try and make this as accurate as possible on the edges. Like you're doing a very good haircut. The neater you can get this, the better it will look. And the last bit of the making is to just tidy up any raggedy bits. Take this down a little bit. Any sticky out strands can be snipped off. The paint I'm using is a solvent based, actually a car spray paint. I'm not sure what water-based paints will do, probably won't stay very well, so solvent-based car paint seems to be probably about the best paint to use for this. Once you've given your feathers a first good coat, let them dry overnight, then brush them down like this. And that will reveal any bits that you've missed, or any bits that were covered up, like this, and then you can give them another quick second coat. Tooth's tail has bands across it, so to put bands on my feathers I've made this measuring stick which I've cut notches in where I want the bands to be. And the reason why I've used notches is, of course, if I put marks they'll soon be covered in paint, so I can spray the details on, hopefully by following the bands.